Good morning, everybody. We are here at Casey Maker Studio today, and we are providing you with a video to help you get prepared for your Laura Heine Collage Workshop. Molly Molzer has joined us. Come on in, Molly. And Molly is going to go through with you all of the prep work necessary for getting ready for your collage class. You're going to go through the supply list, what to bring with you, how to understand what you need for your specific pattern, because it is different depending on the pattern you're doing. Mm-hmm. What patterns are best for a beginner collage class, mm-hmm. And then how to get prepped for class. So I'm going to turn it over and leave you in Molly's good hands.
All right. Thank you, Patty. First of all, can't wait to see you all in class. It'll be very fun. We do offer 2 classes, this 101 Laura Heine class. And then afterward, you also can come back on a different day and finish up your collage. And we offer those about once a month. And I'm here to help you out throughout your whole process. Let's start off about your pattern choice. Some of these patterns, as you can see behind me, like this one right here, is not a good pattern to start with. It is very large and in charge, but eventually I want you to get there. This one right here was my first one that I did, and it is absolutely a perfect size to get started with. Many of her patterns are grouped in 3s, and they are called teeny tiny. I would not consider that teeny tiny, but she has many patterns like this that are fantastic to start with. Mr. Peabody here would be a fabulous one to start with as well. It is under a yard, and that's what I think you should probably look for. I do see a lot of people who come in with a very challenging beginning pattern, and I just don't want you to get frustrated at first.
Would you say the squirrel is a perfect example of a very challenging one?
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yes, we can bring the squirrel in here. It is as tall as Patty and I.
Yes, there he is on the ground.
He is on the ground. So yes, this squirrel was huge and took me a very long time, but not a good one to begin with. But she is the one I am the most proud of as of now.
But the cat?
Cat, perfect for Halloween. I love to tell people to, switch these out. Make a Halloween one, a Christmas one. We have a rabbit, an Easter one, whatever, and put it in your half bath and just kind of decorate for the season. Another thing to notice about the patterns is she really has 3 basic kind of patterns. The squirrel is used using strips. I would tell you to steam a seam everything that you want for anything that you're going to do with strips, and come to class and we can make the strips in class. Then there are the basic ones this is where we use the underlay method, which I will be teaching in class. Not a lot of pre-cutting, just come with your fabric with the steam a seam on it. Or if you look at a pattern, say like this, which has the pig in it, and very similar to what we have here with the piano, and that all of these pieces are individually cut. If you come to class without any of those cut, you don't have to have all of them cut, but you need to have a good majority of them cut so that you do not spend your time in class just cutting. Here's another example. Just did this one. It's the bird. And this one, the bird, if you can see.
Oh, yeah.
The other way.
Nope, back up.
Back up.
Yeah.
Back up.
There you go.
Okay. The bird here, all of these pieces were individually cut out. And it makes it so you're not sitting in class and just cutting the entire toe. So just look at your pattern and kind of decide what you'll need to prep for that. Kits are your friend when it comes to starting out with Laura Heine. You don't have as many decisions to make, and I would suggest getting them from Laura, from us, not necessarily someone just on Etsy, because you don't know their reputation and what kind of things they're going to be putting in their kit. But Laura has many, many, many kits available, as well as here we have a lot available too. I put together a lot of kits here too. The age of your pattern. If you have one of her older patterns, she has changed her way of her whole process. Many of them will tell you right off the bat to trace the pattern onto the pattern ease. I'll go over what pattern ease in just a minute, but don't trace. Don't trace. You will have to probably get more pattern ease if you do it that way. We have a much better way of doing it now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think pretty much just don't trace, and that would be sufficient from the other patterns. Another thing, the older patterns, you want to think about how you're going to finish the pattern. And when she first started out, it was always a wall hanging that was just bound. And she gives those directions. In some of the older patterns, if you would like to, say, put it on a canvas like this, then you're going to want to add about 4 inches to the length and the width. If she doesn't already give you those directions. Newer patterns, she gives those directions. Let's go over the supplies, and then we'll go into how to do the steam-a-seam. First of all, we want to have a collage mat. This is one of her new collage mats that is darling, absolutely darling. But any collage mat will work. The bigger, the better. This one is, I believe, 17 by 24, and it is ideal. But any collage mat will work. Serrated scissors is a necessary supply. We have always used the Karen K. Buckley's, and this is a great size. You could get bigger or smaller. But this is a great size, and once you use them, you'll never go back. These are her new ones that are absolutely adorable. But as you can see, they are a little bit bigger. A combination of these two work really nicely. And then I have some Kai ones that I do use for some of the bigger things that I cut out. But just as long as they're serrated, that's what we need so that it does not fray. Another supply that is nice is having some sort of stiletto or tweezers. This is hers. Many of us have Bianni ones. These are not quite as pointy as the Bianni ones, but either one of those would work. This is the pattern ease, and we sell that here at the shop, and it might be, there we go, the cheapest part of all of this. But this is what I was telling you about. You do not want to trace your pattern onto this. This is the foundation of all of the pattern. I can show you here in the back of this, because I have not finished this one off. This is what's on the back here. Now, let's see. You will need steam-a-seam. Steam-a-seam 2. not light. And the best brand is Steam-A-Seam too. Laura swears by it, and anything else that anybody has brought into the class has really not worked anywhere near as great as the Steam-A-Seam 2. Some of the mats come with a Teflon ironing mat, and that is this right here. This one, when I bought this one before Laura had hers, I bought this mat, and it came with this Teflon ironing piece, and it is just here for extra protection for your iron. You do not want to get that Steam-A-Seam on your iron. So it's all just about the extra protection. Rotary cutter and a ruler to square off all your pieces, and pencils also. I come with a lot, so it's not a big deal. And sometimes, you know, a sharpener is nice as well. Additional supplies that are not mandatory for anything, but a light box. Some people have used a light box. Not mandatory, but it has been nice. Then the Sew Tight magnets are also very, very nice. These are actually Laura's that she has put out. But what you do is you take your pattern and you take your pattern, put your pattern underneath it, and you use your Sew Tights to keep everything so that it doesn't move around. They're darling. Any Sew Tights will work, but these are certainly stinking cute, and we do have them at the store as well. A small iron and an ironing mat will be very nice for you as well. When you accidentally get Steam-A-Seam on your iron, a dryer sheet is always nice for cleaning your iron. And I will go through some of the process of doing all that in class, but a dryer sheet would be nice. You do not have to bring your sewing machine. This is the one time you'll come to KC Maker and you don't have to bring your sewing machine. So leave that at home. We'll go over how to finish off your quilt, but leave your sewing machine at home. And your binding and your backing fabric, you don't have to bring that either. Now, let's take a look at the Steam-A-Seam. I have already started this one here, just as an example for what I do. First of all, there will be one layer that will come off easier than the other. Just let it happen, pick it off, tear it back, and make sure that you're kind of folding it on top of each other, because it does have glue on the bottom of it. You don't want that glue on top of your fabric because then that gets on your iron. So definitely don't do that. I'm going to cut this off. I usually take one very long piece of Steam-A-Seam and then apply all of my fabric on it. You apply it face up. What you are going to be doing with this is you are going to be making a sticker. So think about that. I like to make sure that things are very smooth, and I don't like any of the Steam-A-Seam. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a teensy weensy bit of Steam-A-Seam that's kind of coming off the side. I don't like that because it will get messy that way. So I like to kind of cut everything down just a bit. And once again, remember, this would be a very, very long piece. here. This right here, I'm going to cut off because I don't want all of this glue to be on anything. I have quite a collection of scraps of Steam-A-Seam over to the side that I use here and there for other products and projects. But you take the piece, front side, you've got front side showing, back side is where the sticky part is. This back side here, usually it is the yellow grid. Take your iron. I have it on the cotton setting, and you go 20, 30 seconds on each little section. I don't know that I really count. The main thing is that you just make sure that it is sticking. If you turn it around this way, if you do have any glue on, say, the edges, it's getting on this Teflon, and the Teflon makes it so easy to just scrape off. There's no problem at all with that. And you're protecting your iron this way. Now, you cannot overheat Steam-A-Seam 2. It takes the heat very, very well. So don't be scared of it overheating. If you have a really big project, I know I have a square iron. It's a square, maybe it's a rectangle, that's used for like t-shirts and t-shirt quilts, and it's a Cricut. That works really well to do this. I just do not recommend using a small iron for this part of the process. The small iron definitely comes in later. Now, if I had any of the Steam-A-Seam that was poking out through the sides, it would be so easy to just rub it off of all of this. It just makes it's really nice in saving your iron, your ironing board, and everything. Now what you do is kind of let it cool down, and then you want to make a test. You want to do a test. You want to see if it is sticking. Because we also, while we don't want you cutting all during class, we don't want you ironing all during class either. Now, this is what I have done here. This right here is clean, does not have any stickum on it anymore. And now this is sticky. And that is how you prepare. Once again, you can just iron it and it sticks right back. The other thing that I would do for class is to take a straight edge and your rotary cutter and make sure that all of your rectangles or squares are straight, and then come to class and everything, I think, is ready right here. Once again, once you get your Steam-A-Seam on everything, you will want to cut out some motifs if your project has a lot of motifs. This one, for example, like these were all cut out. So coming to class with those cut out would be great. Anything that you use in the background, that would be good to have cut for class. This one, my goodness, you really wouldn't have a lot to do in this class unless you had thing cut out, really. So you sit, as I like to say, you find a nice little TV series on Netflix, and you cut and you cut and you cut. And it's, I mean, look at your finished product. It's so pretty. So pretty.
Molly, thank you. I think
welcome.
Just to recap for class, you have your supply list. We'll also send you an emailed reminder with that and a link to check out this video. But then the prep work is really just making sure you've got that steam on your fabric so that you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And like Molly said, if you want to save yourself a lot of time of just cutting in class, go ahead and start cutting out those little roses in your flower or whatever motif it is that you want to appear in your collage. Maybe you have some fabric with a little bug on it and you want to cut out the little bug so that you can stick him on a flower or something. So all that in advance, put them in Ziploc bags or something to store them.
Or at least a good start. You don't have to have them all done, but a good start.
Yeah.
A good start. That's for sure.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much, Molly.
You in class.
Yes, we'll see you in class soon.
All right. Okay.
I think you did great.
All right. I'm going to watch it and see, like, that I said too many ums and all that. I